Welcome to the vegan method. In this video I'm making pastrami and cheese ravioli. So for this ravioli I've made the pasta myself using 300 grams of white flour, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of olive oil and 3/4 of a cup of water. For the filling I've got some Squeaky Bean Pastrami, I've got some free-from cheese and I've got some sun-dried tomatoes. I've also got a can of chopped tomatoes and some tomato puree for the sauce, and I'm actually going to garnish this with chili powder. Gives it a little bit of a kick and it's a little different. And before I forget, I did put 3 cloves of garlic into the sauce, which you'll see shortly. Step 1 is to make the pasta, and I've got the flour in a bowl and I'm going to add the water, the oil and the salt. And I'm just going to keep adding little bits of water to it until I get a nice consistency, which is a slightly sticky ball. So I'm flouring a surface and then I'm going to get the pasta and cut it into quarters. Once I've done that, I'll get the rolling pin and I will roll each quarter out into a flat rectangle, and then I'm going to add the fillings. Now, depending on how big you want your raviolis to be, will depend on how much filling you put in. What I've done for this is cut it up into small pieces so I can add or take away instead of using quite a chunk and then realising there's too much. So to know where the fillings can go, as in how many I can make from this sheet of pasta, I'm just cutting the edges off to make it nice and tidy. I'll do the same with the lid, and then I'll start stacking up the fillings and I'll put the top cover on, and then I will cut them into the ravioli shapes. All being well, your ravioli should look like this. It's got the filling in the middle and it's nice and sealed. I've put a tiny bit of flour on them, stack them on the chopping board, and they'll be ready to go into a pot of boiling water. While my water's heating up, I've just got another pan which I've got a little bit of oil in, and I've added the garlic and I'm going to add the sun-dried tomatoes and gently just heat them through and brown off the garlic. The pot of water for the pasta is now boiling, so I'm going to turn that down to a simmer and I'm going to add into the pasta. I've put the can of chopped tomatoes into the pan with the sun-dried tomatoes and the garlic, and I'm just going to add 3 tablespoons of tomato puree to thicken it up. I'm going to turn the heat up till it boils and turn it straight back down to a simmer. So the pasta, after about 7 or 8 minutes, is now all floating, so it is cooked. I've drained the water from the pan and I'm just going to add the sauce into the pan with the ravioli in, give that a quick stir around, and it's ready to serve. And there you have it. This is my giant ravioli filled with pastrami cheese and sun-dried tomatoes, and I've just done a chili powder garnish like a plate dressing. You could put the chili powder in the sauce or in the filling, but I've decided to do it on the plate. This is just a look inside the ravioli. The cheese has melted and it just came out perfectly. As always, I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to like, subscribe or leave your comments below.